Hey guys, guess what? We're back. After a approximately 5-month hiatus, I have finally returned to the front of my phone camera to deliver you guys more healthcare news. So, a lot of stuff has been going on in life recently, and I'm not going to go into details about it, but it's basically made me take a step back from the podcast. And hello, sir. How are... Okay. Okay, that was a fail. You're a cute cat, but you're bad at catting. You're bad at the actual act of catting. But anyway, I'm joined today by my co-host, Mr. Charles. Bashir and Milo are probably also in the shot. But, hi. Yeah, you're adorable. I know. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the details of the personal life stuff that's been going on, but we're back now. We're in front of the camera, and that's what really counts. So, one of the things I was doing while, on my little hiatus in my free time was trying to find a sponsor for the channel. And today, we're going to be talking about data breaches. And while this company can't specifically help you remove your information from the dark webs where people sell social security numbers, as well as various other things and steal mortgages and stuff, they can help you protect your data from those companies that you click on your privacy policy and click accept without ever actually reading the... Sir. Okay, that's a good spot for him. This company can protect you from those little privacy and terms of use things that you click without reading when you subscribe to new services on the websites that we do pretty much every day. When we download a new app, when you go to a new website and set up an account, this company can help protect your data from them selling it to other people. So, what's the name of this company? This company, and a sponsor of our channel, is Delete Me. So, what does Delete Me do? Delete Me will search for your information on the open web, as well as information of your relatives and everything to make sure everything's accurate. And they will find the data brokers that are responsible for selling your data for pennies on the dollar to make a quick profit. They then will submit your opt-out request to these data brokers to get your information off the web. And I use the service. I think it's a great deal. I think you should check it out. And if you're interested in that service, head to deleteme.com/themercenary so that way they know I sent you. But anyway, without further ado, Hey, that's my wires. Let's get into today's topic before the cats drive me crazy. All right, so today we're going to be covering an article from the HIPAA Journal that came out in January of 2025, and it is going over exclusively healthcare data breaches. So, in this article, it is stating basically that the Department of Health and Human Services reports on data breaches of your private healthcare information, privileged information, your diseases, your medications, your social security number, address, phone number, all that kind of good stuff. So they've been tracking data breaches like this for quite a while. And if we go back to 2009, Jesus, English is hard at the end of the day. If we go back to 2009, you'll see that there were approximately 18 data breaches of 500 plus records. Then if we go up to 2024, we're at 725 plus data breaches of 500 or more records. So that should be alarming to anyone that likes to keep your information private. It's alarming to me. I don't like it. I've given my social security number at my doctor's office before, and it kind of irks me that some dude behind a computer screen somewhere can now take that social security number, sell it to a fraudster, and then scam my credit cards or open a new credit card. Yeah. Where's my money in that? I don't get anything. That seems kind of unfair. But that wasn't even the worst year for data breaches. It was actually the year prior in 2023 after COVID, when everyone was going to the hospital with every little flu, getting your vaccine cards and everything. Yeah. That's a lot of data breaches. So, as the above chart shows, healthcare data breaches have historically increased each year, with the biggest annual increases between 2018 and 2021, when large data breaches increased by 93.7%. That's bad. Primarily due to sharp increase in hacking and ransomware incidents between January 1st, 2028 and September 30th of 2023. OCR reported a 278% increase in ransomware attacks. And the percentage of data breaches attributed to hacking increased from 49% in 2019 to almost 80% in 2023. This year's data suggests that data breaches have plateaued, with an average of 727 data breaches reported per year between 2021 and 2024. I don't think that those are going to plateau for long. If they are plateaued, that's probably because they have all your personal data and they don't need to keep doing that. Anyway, the hospital I work at was hit with a data breach. Some sort of phishing email or attack. I can't remember what it was. But it took out a payroll system for like months. That was a shit show. But while the number of reported breaches is leveling off, the number of records exposed, stolen, or impermissibly disclosed has increased at an alarming rate since 2022. In 2021, 60 million healthcare records were breached, and 57 million in 2022. But the following year saw a 192% increase to 168 million breached records. I don't know if you guys know what the population on the last census of the United States was, but it was like 350 million people. That's half the population. And your data just got stolen. Just yoink. Just right out. Just all of it. Mine now. I'm going to go sell it and make money. Not me personally, but, you know, the dude or chick. Let's be fair. Women can be hackers too, and they can be really good at it. But anyway, this is an unsettling number of data breaches. So if we look here at this chart, individuals affected by healthcare data breaches, 2009 to 2024. Let's go down here to 2009. Follow my mouse cursor on the screen right here. We have 134,000 individuals roughly. And then let's come over here to 2024. We have 275 million plus individuals whose individual healthcare records are affected by data breaches and stolen information. So I don't know about you guys, but I want to stop giving my information now to the doctor's office. That's just me personally. I mean, they can't really make you give up your social security number and stuff like that. They just need your insurance, really, and then a copay form. I'll pay a copay with cash. You can't hack my cash account, can you? But yeah, that's pretty disheartening. If you discount the massive data breach at Change Healthcare, around 85 million healthcare records were breached in 2024. Change Healthcare, around 85 million. Oh, I didn't notice that earlier when I was looking at this article. So they had the health information of like 180. Like 170 million people. No, 180 million. It was 180 million. Yeah. 180 million people from one company that had that much information and that much power. That is wild to me that they had that many people's data and not sufficient security to actually protect it. I feel like that should be a class action. You know, it's what it is. Historically, mega data breaches such as the one at Change Healthcare are rare. The last one was reported by Anthem Incorporated in 2025, involving 78.8 million records. Thanks, Anthem. They've got a... So I live in Indianapolis, and we have an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, like, massive, sprawling campus right next to... Eli Lilly. Send them a thank you card. But there are signs that they may start occurring much more frequently. Last year, the Clop Threat Group... It's kind of lackluster name. The Clop Threat Group mass exploited a zero-day vulnerability in the MoveIt transfer solution, resulting in the data theft from hundreds of healthcare providers and business associates. The number of stolen records from that mass hacking incident is unclear, but it is certainly of the order of tens of millions of healthcare records. Hopefully they don't find out about that rash on my butt. If they do, I will plausibly deny that I've ever had a rash on my butt. Cool? I was like 10. It happens. Biggest data breaches of 2024. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a good chart. Change Healthcare in Minnesota. 190 million individuals affected. Dang it, I was off by 10 million. I can't count. It's a flaw I'm working on. Kaiser Foundation at 13.4 million. Ascension Health in Missouri at 5,599,699 people. Jesus. Why is it always so hard for me to pass that first comma? Healthcare Equity Incorporated, 4.3 million. Concentra Health Services in Texas. Hey, I used to work for Concentra. Nice. 3.998, 163. 3,998,163 records breached. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. That's government. But anyway, also on this side of the column over here, if you're looking at this, cause of data breach, ransomware, website tracking. Website tracking tools disclose PHI to third parties, ransomware attack, hacking incident, using a business partner's compromised credentials. It's like some next level spy stuff. All right. So we were at Centers for Medicaid. Acadian Ambulance Service in LA. 2,896,985 records. We have A&A services. Anyway, the list goes on and on. I am not going to sit here and bore you with reading all of these, but I will slowly scroll and smile at the camera. It's still going. Feel free to pause and check out and see if any company that you're associated with. Feel free to pause and see if any company that you've associated your healthcare information with was a victim of a breach. And legally, they're required to let you know that your data has been breached by formally mailing you a letter through the United States Postal Service. They do a pretty good job of it. But if you move around every couple years, if you rent, if you lease, if you bought a new house and you forgot to update one of the thousands of addresses you have to update nowadays, you might not have got that letter. It might be worth it to reach out and, see if there's any action or recourse for them breaching your data. Just check it out. Average data breach size. Ooh, that's a big spike in 2015. That is over 400,000, and in 2024 it is just under 400,000. Those are some big breaches. That's some good hacking there. Median data breach size has been falling from a high of 7,270 records in 2022 to a more respectable 4,335 records in 2024. Last year, 61% of healthcare data breaches involved fewer than 10,000 records. Yes, we kept it under 10 grand, guys. Yeah, let's go. It should be zero. Realistically, with all of the technology and web security and everything we have, you would think it would be at zero. Also, who's the ones that are stealing this data? Is this some kid just like sitting in his room between rounds of Call of Duty that's just like, I'm going to go ahead and code through all of this infrastructure on this website and exploit it? Like, that kid needs a job in government, like, now, if that's the case. If these are nefarious groups in other countries, that's a bad time. Data breach size, 100 million plus. 1. Change is number 1. Change is number 1. All right. 10 million to 999,999,999. 1. Close second, loser. 1 million to 999. 1 million to 9,999,011. 500,000 to 999,000. 23. 100,000 to 499. So essentially, what I'm gathering from all this information is almost, by numbers, at least like 60 to 70% of the American population has had their data breached in a healthcare attack. Why is this happening? This shouldn't be happening. You've got Norton, you've got that weird McAfee guy that went and was doing coke in the jungle after creating one of the best software anti-hacking virus programs. Like, you've got Microsoft Defender. You've got LifeLock. You've got Delete Me. You've got all these services, and yet you still get 100 million plus people's data stolen. I fear for the world. All right. Anyway, cause of 2024 healthcare data breaches. Most common cause was hacking and other IT incidents, which is why I, every 6 months, have to go through and take little video courses on my continued education about how to spot phishing emails. If I'm getting an email in my work email from jerrybutts.net and it says it's a healthcare representative or something, guess what I ain't doing? I ain't clicking on it. I ain't touching it. I'm reporting that directly to IT. I'll let them click on it, because that's never turned out bad. Anyway, 81.2% of the year's largest data breaches. Wait, most common, which was kind of for 589. 81.2 were hacking and other IT incidents. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Hacking and IT incidents, unauthorized access and disclosure, loss and theft. How do you lose data? Was this like 18 doctors that just like got caught in like a really hefty gust of wind with their briefcase open? And how do you lose or loss and theft healthcare data? That doesn't make any sense. That's all electronic. Hacking and IT incidents also accounted for the majority of breaches, and we already talked about that. Anyway, individuals affected by healthcare data breaches. 259 million affected by hacking and IT incidents and healthcare breaches. Jesus, that is insane. Loss and theft, again, 86,000. Where's the loss and theft? How is someone stealing 86,000 electronic records without it being a hacking or IT incident? I'm sure there's parameters and, definitions, and it just didn't fit. And they were like, we're just going to throw this over here for the data. All right, cool. Causes. All right, so if you're still watching at 17 minutes and some odd seconds into this video, and you've not gotten tired of me and my rambunctiousness yet, yes, I did have coffee today, and that probably did contribute. But all of this should be concerning for you. You should invest in services, such as Delete Me, that protect your data for you, since the companies you get your medications through probably aren't doing a very good job. That is, you have to be responsible for your own safety. I understand that from a legal perspective, that these corporations that take your data also have a fiduciary duty to protect your data at all costs. But at the end of the day, your safety and security is kind of on you. You can't trust other people to keep all your stuff safe. So what does that look like? Maybe asking them if you can do without the social security number so no one can take out credit cards and mortgages in your name. Maybe paying with cash on your copay, though if it's your insurance company, you're going to have to do a debit card. Or just stick with debit accounts, or maybe just a low credit card. So that way if someone goes to chink it, like a very low rate, I don't know, I can't give financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor, but like, let's just say you have a prepaid card with $1,000 on it. Maybe you just use that, or an HSA account, or something like that. Something that's got a very limited amount, so if someone takes all your money out of it, it was only like $800 anyway, and you're not going to be without food for a week. That works. But quantity ransom report. All right. Ha! More pertinent information. Cool. All right. Network servers were the most common location for breach-protected health information, with email accounts in second place. I wasn't one of them. I reported that to IT. With email accounts in second place, with 169 breaches involving email data. Location of breached healthcare data. Network server. Is that like the little dolphin thing? If there's a hacker watching this, or anyone that's just like a hacking aficionado, how do you get into a network server? Is that like one of the dudes that just like comes up and like, You know, Chris Evans in that one movie where he's wearing like the glasses and like the cleaning man's uniform, and basically he's like some kind of like secret assassin, but he's also like an IT guy, and he kind of just like distracts someone over here and then plugs in like a USB drive to the computer and then pulls it back out. That how you do it? Some sneaky James Bondy type stuff. Email, paper, and films. When did you let someone through the wrong door? Electronic medical records. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we all use. So, electronic medical records, location of breached data, other, desktop computer, laptop, other portable electronic device. Yeah, I'd say network and email are definitely the two most. I'm not going to say prevalent because that's very obvious. It's literally at the top of the graph. But two of the most at-risk ones if you work in a hospital with all electronic equipment, and your emails are constantly being phished for exploits. And you got people that don't know how to read the sender and then just click on it because it looks kind of legitimate. Like, oh, your Microsoft is expiring. Oh no, click this link here. You have to do it immediately because if you don't, you're going to be locked out of your account and you're going to have to call someone. And that'll just be a pain in the ass. And then they click on it without looking that Jerry Butt sent it. Geographical. All right. Well, I think I've caused enough alarm in this episode. Hold on. Where's my state? Indiana. 19! We're still not top of the list. Damn it. We're not good at anything here. All right. Well, anyway. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you for dragging this out with me for 21 minutes. I hope that my jovial personality coming out in this episode is appreciated and maybe shat on a little bit because I'm a little over the top with some things, but that's how I am in my normal day-to-day life when I'm not reading pre-typed scripts that I made. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to drop a like, a subscription, and if you want to be proactive in protecting your own data, go check out the team over at deleteme.com/themercenary. You get your own personal person that goes through the report with you. They type it all out. It's a really cool service. I have it because I'd like to protect my data. So you should check them out too. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one.